This is Ben, Redneck Genius. I had a problem with these Lee slugs that I cast at home. I'm getting about a 2-foot group at 25 yards with them. I don't have a clue why they're not doing right. Don't have a clue. Shotgun barrels perform well with every other slug I shot, so I said, hey, call Jeff. See if he'll do some slow-mo for me, see if he'll test them, and see if he gets the same kind of results. So, here you go. Thanks, Jeff.
I want to thank Ben for sending me these slugs to test out. I want to mention that he is also an author and has books available on Amazon. And Ben also runs a professional typing service, and if you're interested, there's links in the description. The Lee key drive slugs work great even if you're not an avid reloader, because you really don't need expensive tools to load these rounds. Here we're using the Mountain Storm shell prepping tool, and I can't say enough good things about this. It's handmade, and it makes it really safe to remove the crimp, and it's fast. And we're just using off-the-shelf birdshot shells, and we can reuse that lead to cast more slugs with. Next we'll take the 1-ounce slug and just press it into the shot cup. The fit is nice and solid, and it's not going to go anywhere. The fit was nice and snug on every brand of shell that I tried. So using this method is quick, it's simple, and it's going to save you a lot of money over the cost of shooting factory loaded slugs. We'll be shooting these slugs 50 yards out of a smoothbore Mossberg 590 shotgun. Now at 50 yards, not 25 yards, we got roughly a 12-inch group, maybe a little bigger than that. As I've always said, a high-speed camera does not lie. This first round is a Fiocchi Target load, rated for 1200 feet per second. Even though I got on target, you can see the slug oscillating quite a bit as it's flying through the air. But you got to remember that we're shooting this out of a smoothbore shotgun, no rifled barrel or rifled choke. Now this Remington Peters target load shell is probably 30 years old. It's so old it uses a fiber wadding. And I don't have any velocity numbers as far as what the shell is rated for, but I'm guessing around 1200 feet per second also. Really the biggest difference between the 5 different brands of shells I use is the wadding system, and I wanted to use a fiber wadding as a comparison. This is a Winchester game and target load that you'd get at Walmart in a 100-round box, and it's rated for 1290 feet per second. And again, we're seeing a little bit of oscillation. The round is waggling around a little bit, but all in all, I'm pretty happy with the grouping I'm getting. And this is a Federal field and target load, rated for 1200 feet per second. Again, a bulk 100-round box that you get at Walmart. Now again, we see a lot of oscillation and irregular flight characteristics. Now this is a RIO game load, rated for 1250 feet per second, but using 1 1/16 ounce of shot. It's a little hotter, and I must have been using too much Jedi Force on this one, because you can see that round curving like a boomerang. I always love it when we get these oddball shots caught on camera. Look at that thing. I think the shockwave hit the edge of the target stand and it kind of pushed it even further. And this is the same RIO Target shell as the last shot. This one worked out real well. Didn't have that weird curving that we saw in the last shot. And RIO is probably one of my favorite brands of shotgun shells. I've had very good success, no duds. I've had a lot of duds with Federal rounds, but never with a RIO. And then our third shot using the RIO, and we see a lot of weird oscillation with this one. So we're having some consistency problems using this brand of ammo. Now Ben was using a rifled barrel and doing a complete reload on his shells, but in a couple weeks we'll be testing these through a rifled choke and see what kind of results we get. I hope you enjoy this. Thanks for watching.